Good morning, students. Students, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Board is visible.
Good morning.
Board is visible clearly till the end.
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Means assignment problem over. And what happened? Friday we made a video, but it is too long. Even though for one method it is taking 25 minutes to 30 minutes. That's why we are unable to upload. Maybe it's a problem in the server. I don't know, but that's why I was not uploaded the video. It's a problem. I mean, if we have to complete the video within 20 minutes or 15 minutes like that, that means we are unable to complete even a single problem in that. Okay, then listen carefully, it's very important. What I told, assignment problem objective, what I told, certain number of tasks are required to be assigned to equal number of facilities. The other way, what I told, one person can do one job at a time. One person can do one job at a time. Here, assignment problem and transportation problem are special cases of linear programming problem. That is second chapter. Assignment problem is a special case of transportation problem. Assignment problem and transportation problems are special cases of linear programming problem. Then this is called as mathematical model of assignment problem. Mathematical model of assignment problem. Just to go through this, 2 marks they may ask this. Here what I have taken, this is assignment problem I am talking about. Here what I told, m persons can do n jobs. Here this is the mathematical formulation of assignment problem. Here how many jobs? Here m persons. I have taken I running from 1 to m. Right now I will write the mathematical model of assignment problem as well as transportation problem. That's why be careful. M persons. Here I have taken I running from 1 to m. Row wise, column wise, j running from 1 to n. Here the corresponding cost. Here what I took, there are how many jobs? N jobs. And how many persons are available? M persons are available with the different skills. Everybody is having their own skill. Okay. If the cost of doing jth work, if the cost of doing jth work or job, jth work by ith person. Listen carefully. If the cost of doing jth work by ith person is called as Cij. Cij is the corresponding cost. Then, what is the objective? Okay, the work is to be assigned to whom so that the cost of completion of work will be minimum. How to express this in terms of mathematical notation? Here, minimize. If you are having any query, please ask. Too much, they may ask this. Right? Mathematical.
Board is not visible.
1 second, I will move the camera. Tell me. Visible? Full.
Left side का नहीं दिख रहा.
That's what आप बता दीजिए मेरे को because I am moving camera. Clear?
मैम लेफ्ट साइड थोड़ा सा ले लीजिए. लेफ्ट लेफ्ट लेफ्ट.
लेफ्ट ही हिला रहा है बट वो ऊपर नीचे होता है थोड़ा. Right now okay? No.
Okay ma'am.
Okay. बता दीजिए then I will set the camera. Clear?
नीचे का पार्ट नहीं दिख रहा अभी थोड़ा सा.
Okay. Clear?
हाँ okay ma'am.
Right now it's visible. ये थोड़ा move होता है.
Yes.
Okay? Okay.
Okay. Thank you ma'am.
कैमरा हिल गया शायद. Okay. Cleaning करता हूँ शायद few लोग. Okay. What is this? Understood this? Here what I told. Objective is one person can do one job at a time. Right now we have to write down the mathematical model because assignment problem is having its own mathematical model. Transportation problem is having its own mathematical model. Similarly, linear programming problem is having its own mathematical formulation. Minimize what I told. What will optimum utilization of available resources to minimize the cost. That's why in assignment problem, what we will write? Minimize cost. It is always represented by the letter. Okay, Greek letters is always represented by alpha, beta, gamma like that. Here, whenever we are talking about cost, it is always not C. It is always represented by the letter Z. Minimize the cost. This is called as objective function. This is called as what? Objective function. Okay, here summation. Listen carefully. How many persons are available? M persons. Then how I will write? Summation I running from 1 to m. Summation means cumulation, right? Similarly, how many jobs are available? J jobs. I running from 1 to n. J running from 1 to n. Then Cij into whatever the variable corresponding cost, whatever the variable will come as x11. Everybody make a note. X11 corresponding. This is the
Excuse
cost.
me, ma'am.
Huh?
Ma'am, we are not unable to see board clearly.
Why? इधर तो मेरे को
It's
डिस्प्ले
not.
अच्छा है।
नहीं, but हमको नहीं clear दिख रहा मैम.
अभी भी
हाँ मैम, it is not visible.
ये लाइट बंद करके चेक करेंगे, ठीक है?
ब्लर दिख रहा है, ब्लर.
अभी अभी
अभी भी ब्लर ही दिख रहा है. नहीं.
अभी थोड़ा हिलाना है क्या? हम लोगों को तो इधर दिख रहा है। अभी
नहीं.
बिल्कुल नहीं दिख रहा है।
बिल्कुल नहीं, मतलब दिख रहा है लेकिन इतना
दिख रहा है.
क्लियरली नहीं दिख रहा है.
How many
ऐसा थोड़ा
Blur है मैम.
problem? How many
Blur.
students को problem हो रहा है? Please raise your hands. How many students? 4, 6, 8, 9. Can you wait for a minute? I will call admin. Admin को call करते हैं 1 minute.
ओके ओके मैम.
Students, right now, is it visible?
No.
Right
Yes,
now?
ma'am. It is with.
Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Wait a minute. Right now, students, visible? Students,
Yes, ma'am.
right now, means 14 participants raise their hand. Right
Yes, ma'am.
now, they have problem? No, na?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Already 10 minutes wasted. Okay. Again, if you are understood, everybody. Okay.
Ma'am, can you please repeat?
Okay. Here I have drawn a table. I running from 1 to M, J running from 1 to N. M persons are available, N jobs are available. The corresponding cost, listen carefully how I wrote first row, first column, the corresponding cost will be C11. First row, second column, the corresponding cost is 1 to C12. Similarly, first row, jth column, C1J. First row, nth column, C1N. Okay? If you find some students are talking, don't talk. Okay. Total, which variable is varying? The second variable is varying. That's why we have to keep a dot here. Second row, first column. Somebody is talking, somebody's voice. Okay, second row, first column, C1. Second row, second column, like that. Second row, column, and so on, C2. Whatever the variable, second variable is changing, that's why you have to simply put a dot here. Okay, similarly, ith row, similarly, nth column. Ith row, first column, Ci1. Ith row, second column, Ci2. Ith row, jth column, Cij. That's why I highlight this. Okay, like that you have to write. Whenever we are taking column total, which variable is varying? Which variable? First variable is varying. That's why you have to keep a dot. Whatever the variable it is varying, then you have to simply put dot. The second variable remains as it is, that is 1. That's why you have to keep C dot 1. Similarly, second column, first variable is varying, correct? Simply you have to put dot. The other variable is constant, that is 2. Like that you have to write. What I told in assignment problem, the matrix is balanced. That's why the given matrix should be M by N. Are we getting M by N? C M dot C dot N. Finally, we are going to get M by N matrix. Here, the corresponding cost for C11 is X11, C12 is X12. Like that, here what I will get XMN. Here Cij we have taken I running from 1 to N, J running from 1 to N. Correct? Xij. That's why here what I am writing, minimize the cost. That means here we are talking about minimization. Cij, Xij. If you are talking about cost, then it will come minimize. If you are talking about profit, then we will get maximize. Okay? Subject to the constraints, STC. Subject to the constraints, then your summation. I running from 1 to M. Everybody make a note. Xij is equal to 1. That means, that is what? Here, J running from 1 to N. I running from 1 to M, J running from 1 to N. That means, what does it mean? Ith person will do only one work. Already I told the objective. One person can do one job at a time. Similarly, if summation J running from, is it visible? If the other case, what will happen? If J running from 1 to N, Xij is equal to 0. That means ith person will not be assigned the work. This is the mathematical model. This is the mathematical model. I hope understood everybody. M persons N jobs are available. Listen carefully, maybe 2 marks question will come. Okay, first row, first column, the corresponding cost is 11, C11. The corresponding variable will become X11. First row, second column, C12. Corresponding cost will be X12. Like that, we will get everywhere X1J, X1N. Similarly, second row, first column, the corresponding cost is 21, X21, X22, X2J, and so on, X2N. In BRM also you have studied the probability mass function. Maybe means fourth and fifth chapters nahi padha hai, aisa suna hai maine. CI1 XI1 the corresponding cost. CI2 XI2. CIJ XIJ. The same objective function here we are writing. If you are talking about cost, it will be minimization. Minimize Z is equal to, here what I do, I running from 1 to M, I running from 1 to M, J running from 1 to N, J running from 1 to N, Cij corresponding cost, ith row and jth column, Cij corresponding variable Xij with conditions subject to the constraints. What is constraint? Constraint is nothing but an equation, right? Later we will discuss in LPP. Summation I running from 1 to M, Xij is equal to 1. Here J running from 1 to N. That means what does it mean? Ith person will do only one part. This is the mathematical formulation of assignment problem. Why we are discussing all these things? Why we are discussing? Assignment problem is a special case of transportation problem, and transportation problem is a special case of linear programming problem. Both the problems are special cases of linear programming problems. Here, clear? Next. Everybody make a note this. If it is over, I will rub. समझ में आ रहा है? Next. Right now, we will discuss transportation problem. We will discuss transportation problem. Everybody make a note. Here, the objective of transportation problem, write down. The objective of TP, transportation problem, write down simply TP. The objective of transportation problem is to determine the number of units of an item, you can say item or commodity or product, your wish. The number of units of an item is also known as commodity or product, which should
Excuse
be
me, ma'am.
I am repeating, the objective of transportation problem is to determine the number of units of an item which should be shipped, SHIPPED, which should be shipped from an origin, ORIGIN, from an origin to a destination, source to destination, you can say instead of origin, okay? Should be shipped from an origin to a destination in order to satisfy the required goods, in order to satisfy the required quantity of goods, in order to satisfy the required quantity of goods at destination center, at each destination center within the limited quantity of goods, within the limited quantity of goods available at each supply center, at the minimum cost, at the minimum transportation problem, you can write transportation cost, at the minimum transportation cost. Here you see the board, and or time, okay. Whatever the objective I have explained, in mathematical formulation I will explain. Okay. Here, in assignment problem, what we have taken? Persons. 1, 2 and so on. Here, instead of persons, I will take source. S1, S2, SI, SM. Source. Okay, I have to transport the goods from source to what I told? Destination. Destinations I will represent it as D1, D2, DJ and so on, DN. Here, from source 1, that is S1, D1. The corresponding cost is C11. The corresponding cost is C11. Source again, S1, D2. The corresponding cost is C12. The corresponding variable is same, S1, D1. Corresponding variable is X11. Corresponding variable is X12. Like that, SM, DN. The corresponding cost is CMN. The corresponding variable is XMN. Here, what I told, we have to, instead of writing total, here we have to write down supply and demand should be equal. Supply and demand should be equal. Supply is always represented by the letter AI. Supply is always represented by the letter AI. Here demand is always represented by the letter BJ. Supply is always represented by the letter AI. Then it will become A1, A2, A1 dot, A2 dot, your wish, AI dot, and so on, AM dot. Without specifying dot also it is valid. It is valid. Here, if you want to represent this as B dot 1 or simply B1, B2, B dot 2, B dot J, and so on, B dot N. Total, what total we will get? Here, earlier we got M by N matrix. Here, we have to do total, row total as well as column total. Then what we will get? Summation I running from 1 to M, AI is equal to summation J running from 1 to N, Bj. This is known as, make a note everybody, this is known as a rim condition or feasible solution. I will give you a note just to complete the structure. Everybody read the sentence what I told, the objective. From source to destination, you have to supply some goods. Okay, that's why we need supply should be equal to demand. Any query in this? This will come for 2 marks, either mathematical formulation of TP or AP. You have to write down this table. Okay, what is the objective? Minimize the total cost, correct? Minimize the total cost from supply centers to demand centers. Minimize the cost and maximize the profit. This is mathematical model of transportation problem. Right now, everybody make a note. Feasible solution, because 2 marks questions are there. Feasible solution. Feasible solution definition. Because if you know these definitions, then only we will be able to solve the question. Feasible solution. The solution must be feasible. The solution must be feasible. Completed this mathematical formulation table, everybody? कोई कुछ नहीं बोल रहे. कंप्लीट किया क्या ये लिखना बोर्ड के ऊपर जो भी है? स्टूडेंट्स, आई एम आस्किंग यू ओनली. बोर्ड के ऊपर जो भी लिखा है वो कंप्लीट कर रहे क्या नहीं?
Yes, ma'am.
ज्यादा कुछ लिख नहीं रहा.
समझ में आ रहा है?
नहीं.
किसको नहीं आ रहा है? फिर क्यों चुप बैठते हैं आप लोग? Why are you keeping quiet? Okay, assignment problem understood? Assignment problem mathematical formulation, nothing else. Just you have to remember the rows and columns. In assignment problem, I running from 1 to M, that means M persons. Here, instead of persons and jobs, here what we will get here? From to. Here, source to destination we are taking. Here there is a change in transportation problem. From source to destination. Earlier, assignment problem, listen carefully. I running from 1 to M, simply S1, S2 nahi hai. I running from 1 to M, J running from 1 to n. That case what I have taken I persons and n jobs, j jobs. That means j running from 1 to n. M persons and n jobs were there. The corresponding cost will be, whenever you are taking first row, first column, the corresponding cost is C11. This you have studied in BRM 4th chapter, maybe. Okay, they didn't taught you. That's why you are not getting. This is also known as probability mass function in BRM, PMF. Probability mass function in statistics. Probability mass function. This is known as PMF for discrete variables. In 4th and 5th chapter you have in your syllabus, but you have not studied. That is a different issue. Try to grasp. Again, I am repeating. Rows I running from 1 to m. In case of assignment problem, I am talking about. J running from 1 to n. J running from 1 to n. Here, whatever the row and column you are taking, for example, if I am taking S assume mat kar lena abhi ke liye. 1 I am taking. First row, first column, whenever you are considering, the corresponding cost will be C11. First row, second column, the corresponding cost will be C12. Like that. How many rows I have taken? M rows and n columns. That's why the corresponding cost will be CMN. Okay. First row, first column, corresponding cost with the corresponding variable. With the corresponding variable is always represented by the letter X11. Similarly, first row, second column, cost is C12, corresponding variable is X12. Like that, M rows and n columns you have taken, cost is CMN, corresponding variable is XMN. Okay, what I told, minimize cost. It is always represented by the objective function. Objective function is always represented by the letter Z. Objective function is always represented by the letter Z. Here, what here we are writing, earlier I have written m by n. That means balanced matrix. That's why summation I running from 1 to m, summation j running from 1 to n, Cij into Xij. Whatever the corresponding cost and corresponding variable, you have to take it. Subject to the constraints. Constraints are nothing but inequalities or equalities. Here, equality means equal symbol will be there. Papa's problem nahi hona chahiye. Subject to the constraints, summation I running from 1 to m, Xij is equal to 1. If it is equal, right hand side is equal to 1, ith person is doing jth work. If it is equal to 0, ith person is not assigned the work. Till here clear?
No, ma'am.
Huh? Where is your problem?
Ma'am, I can't see anything on the board.
Remaining students are visible, no? Maybe your mobile is having problem.
No, ma'am, it's not properly visible.
किसको visible नहीं? Again, how many students? But इधर तो मेरे को दिख रहा है clearly. In front of me also board is there, no? It is clearly visible.
मैम बट हमें क्लियर नहीं दिख रहा इधर
Ma'am, but it's not visible.
It is blur, ma'am.
Blur, blur दिख रहा है. Exactly.
Right now also blur.
यस
Yes, ma'am.
Then we have to change the board only, no option. Right now also blur.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
13
Yes, ma'am.
फिर तभी मनोज सर जब भी आया था तभी क्यों नहीं बोल रहे थे? विजिबल है तो यस बोला. Okay. Right now only 10 minutes remaining. That's why. Okay, at least concept. Are you able to understand? Concept. Students, concept समझ में आ रहा है क्या नहीं आ रहा है?
No, ma'am.
किसको समझ में या नहीं
No,
आ रहा?
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
चाक बोर्ड मीन्स ग्रीन बोर्ड अच्छे से दिख रहा है क्या? फिर इसका मतलब
हाँ, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ग्रीन बोर्ड अच्छे से दिख रहा है. Tomorrow, okay, today anyhow 5 minutes remaining. That's why I can't replace. I have to take the help of peons. Already it's 10 minutes remaining. Today we will discuss the concepts. At least make a note, 2-3 definitions. 2-3 definitions. Tomorrow I will explain. Okay, I will replace the board also with the help of peons. Okay. Okay, at least take down the notes. At least feasible solution. पहले ही बोलना चाहिए आप लोग. Okay. Make a note. Next definition is feasible solution. Feasible solution. The solution must be feasible. The solution must be feasible. That is, the solution must be feasible. That is, it must satisfy. It must satisfy. It must satisfy all the supply and the demand. This all the supply and demand. Supply and demand constraints. Supply and demand constraints. CONSTRAINTS. That is, constraint may be less than or equal to, greater than or equal to any constraint. Okay. Already I told, whenever total supply is equal to total demand, it is called as rim condition. It is called as rim condition. Rim condition is also known as feasible solution. Feasible solution. Next, second one. After writing feasible solution, make a note. Make a note. The number of positive allocations. The number of positive allocations. Here, what is allocation here? For S1 D1. Okay, source to destination. Source to destination. The corresponding cost we have written as C11. The corresponding variable is X11. The corresponding variable is X11. This is called as allocation. X11 is an allocation. X12 is another allocation. X1j is another allocation. These are called as allocations. Write down. The number of positive allocations must be equal to m plus n minus 1. Underline this. M plus n minus 1. M plus n minus 1. Where small m is the number of rows. Number of rows. Number of columns. Small m is number of columns. M plus n minus 1, where m is the number of rows, n is the number of columns. Any solution. 11 Sir, बोल रहे थे कभी डिस्टर्बेंस बच्चे
कोणी करने गेले माहित आहे
Okay, maybe sir was telling that maybe it is a network issue. That's why it is not visible. For remaining students, it is visible. Okay, anyhow, write down this. Any solution that satisfies the above two conditions. First condition, that is feasible condition. Second one is positive allocations. Any solution that satisfies the above conditions is called as initial basic feasible solution. Is called as IBFS, that is initial basic feasible solution. Initial basic feasible solution, IBFS. These three definitions, these two definitions are very important. If these two conditions are not satisfied, what is the first condition? The first condition is whatever the given matrix you have to verify for total supply is equal to total demand. Total supply is equal to total demand. The second condition is positive allocation should be strictly m plus n minus 1. If these two conditions are not satisfied, then that is degenerate solution. If these two conditions are satisfied, then this is called as initial basic feasible solution. Otherwise, it is called as degeneracy or degenerate solution. Degeneracy or degenerate solution. Tomorrow, still related to concept, okay, board visible, not visible, that is the other issue. अभी कितना लोगों को समझ में आया ये टेबल? Okay, blur दिखने दो. Anyhow, I am explaining ना, I running from 1 to m. फिर भी कितना लोगों को प्रॉब्लम हुआ था? स्टूडेंट्स, बात नहीं करना है क्या? समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, ma'am.
Shivani, 9 participants raised hand. That is not in my hand. I already called admin fellow. He maybe your network problem he is suggesting. Who are not means who is not visible for the students. That is your mobile or your laptop network problem. This is not from college. He told me that. What to do, students? Tell me.
Actually, board is not clear.
Board is not clear. Only means a few students, board is not visible. Remaining students are visible. Only out of 48 students, 14 students were saying this. Remaining students were saying visible. Then what can I do? Maybe
Remaining
network
Ma'am,
problems.
green board was visible.
तो बोल भी नहीं रहे ना मैम.
क्या है?
रिमेनिंग बाकी के स्टूडेंट्स तो कुछ बोल भी नहीं रहे ना, दिख भी रहा है या नहीं दिख रहा, कुछ भी तो नहीं बोल रहे.
नहीं 13 participants raised hand means the remaining students are visible, no? If yes or no, the condition is if 15 students are raised their hands, that means remaining students are visible. Okay, anyhow, we will means I will change the board today. Okay, tomorrow I will explain the concept again, what to do then. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Tomorrow we will see the same thing. Bye.